Arsenal, their first goal today. Set pieces are deciding huge games. We saw the stats from Arsenal. That's one of the reasons they're competing so well at the top of the table, just alone from their set pieces. So if you're a goalkeeper before the game, if they're doing their chats this morning, the last few days, and you're going through what you have to sort out, and you said to your goalkeeper, if that comes in here, you'd say, your goalkeeper coach would be saying to you, listen, that's on you. And he's not dealing with it, so it's on him.
Let's bring in more reaction. Bruno Fernandes is with Patrick Davison.
Well, Bruno, of course, the result isn't what you wanted, but in terms of the performance, was that a step forward?
No, it's the first game of the season, so we can't speak about step forwards. It's the first one, so I think we made what was asked during the season. We did a lot of good things, but obviously it wasn't enough. We conceded a goal from a set pieces in the first half, and I think from there on, Arsenal didn't add any good chances. They didn't create any good chances. We were defending very well. I think again we created too many chances without scoring. So that's a point we have to look at and make it better next time.
Is that a real positive though, the way you were able to limit them and control large portions of the match?
No, obviously, I think in the first half the game was very divided. Obviously, in the second half, Arsenal was defending the result, so it's normal for the teams to drop a little bit more. But I think we controlled well the game. We were very good on the ball, and as I said, we created some chances, but we didn't score. I think that's the main negative of the game for us today.
Is the goal you've conceded a really disappointing one? The way you've given the corner away and then conceding from it when you know that their strength in that area?
No, that's it's part of the game. Corners, obviously, we know that they're very good in set pieces. Obviously, I haven't seen the goal again, but obviously, you know what, when you touch the goalkeeper when he wants to jump and go for the ball, it's very difficult. It makes it very difficult for him, and unfortunately, Altay couldn't get the ball out of the goal.
Did you get a view on that? Any sense from you that it was a foul?
No. As I said, I haven't seen the replay, and I was in the first post, so I can't talk about it. But Altay was saying that in the moment he goes to push the ball, he gets a touch. But obviously, we know in the Premier League they don't give much in this type of situations. Even if they had a meeting with us saying that if the players are blocking and not looking at the ball, they will whistle more. But we know that's just a kind of a saying, but not really going to the game.
Did you feel like the new boys that started the game, so Mbeumo and Cunha, added quite a lot of threat to the team, even though obviously no goal to show for it?
Yeah, but they create a lot. They were in the right positions. I think obviously Matheus, when he came as a 10, he was much more dangerous. But even as a striker, he creates some chances. We know they're dangerous. We know they're a threat, and they can help us a lot in that positions on the counters, coming inside with the ball and get them shots. So we're very aware of what they can give to the team. It was a good first impression for them, but I'm pretty sure they will do much better.
Do you have the sense, despite this defeat, I know it's sort of similar to the first question, that this isn't just a repeat of last season, that there is some hope that comes out of what you've done in pre-season and what you've done today?
No, obviously we have a big hope for this season, for what we want to achieve, for what we want to do this season. So I think was as I said, obviously losing the game is difficult to look at some positive things, but is there positive things to look about? Defending better on the set pieces is something that we need to look about also. Scoring goals is something that we need to look at. But as I said, and I really like the reaction of the fans at the end. I really appreciate what they did. The sign of hope that you talk, for me, there was more the sign of hope than what we did on the game.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bruno.
There was obviously the couple of the new signings, a lot of encouragement with that. They're getting you up the pitch and there's a bit more power. You think obviously results will improve. It's always tough against Arsenal, but again, no goal, another defeat, first day of the season. So yeah, still problems there with United. And then we see it obviously with the goal, in terms of set piece, physicality, determination to get a result. Your goalkeeper really not doing well enough, not being strong enough. So yeah, there's still that worry. I had it before the match. Encouragement from some of the attacking players, but
what was your main worry before the game?
I still think that I suppose what we saw again, not for all the bit of encouragement, hitting the post and keeper making saves. You never felt United had 2 or 3 goals in them. And even Arsenal getting the one goal, and obviously Arsenal, I think that's a worry when I see what Arsenal are doing. You wonder why Arsenal are just coming up short, because they're still happy enough to kind of sit in at 1-0. And then you go, is that the reason you drew so many games last year? You know, if we're comparing them to a Man City or a Liverpool, they're always thinking, let's go and get the second goal. Even on a bad day with Liverpool, you think they'll score 2 or 3 goals. So that's the challenge for Arsenal. But for the first day of the season, obviously their sharpness will improve. Like Saka, Odegaard, Rice, I think there's a lot more to come from them. But of course, you take a win on the first day of the season and a clean sheet.
United had their moments, didn't they? But did you ever feel that Arsenal were vulnerable or they were going to concede?
Yeah, I did. And Burma was in some great positions, and you know, if you're thinking he makes the perfect connection on the ball, it's a goal. You know, the keeper made some good saves. They showed a different side to Arsenal that we haven't seen, which is that they were a lot more open in those central areas. They found a lot of joy down the right-hand side with Mbeumo, especially in the first half. And I think all in all, Man United's attack will go away thinking to themselves, on another day I could have left scoring 1 or 2 today. That's how I would have felt. Certainly if I was in Mbeumo, I'd be going to bed thinking, wow, I should have left with 1 today. So I think they're going to take confidence from their performance, Man United, but in the end, the result's all that matters, and Arsenal will leave going to London buzzing with themselves, saying, look, we didn't perform to our best today, but we're going on with the 3 points.
As you said, Mike, before the game, if your ultimate goal is to win the title, you have to win here.
Yeah, and they won it, and it wasn't pretty at times, as the guys have said, but it's how much you can dig deep. And I think with Arsenal, what's helped them sort of stay in the fight for the title of the previous seasons, when they get into that low block, they're very difficult to break down. Adding the set pieces, and they're a good side. I would just like to see, and I'm not just talking about today, I'm talking about previous games as well, but how to start a season, to come to Old Trafford and get the 3 points, you can't ask for much more than that, especially when your players are not fit at this moment in time.
And probably predictable, the source of the goal, because we know Arsenal are so good from set pieces, and here they were, their first corner of this new season, and you saw Manchester United in disarray trying to deal with it.
Yeah, again, good delivery. We know Arsenal are big and strong, and they vary it. But if you stop it where it goes in, where the ball ends up, the goalkeeper, that's your keeper's job. So for all the blocking and the advantage, and the goalkeeper, that's his area. He has to be. I always say, he has to come with violence. He's got to be aggressive. He's got to be almost saying to players, yeah, come in here, come here. I'm happy to deal with it. And you've got to be aggressive. But look, he's not strong enough.
You agree, Daniel? He can do more.
Look at him. He's appealing to the referee. Don't be appealing to the referee. So, lads, look, he's on his heels. If a player comes into your area, you go, yeah, you come in, you invite him, because I'm going to hopefully punch the ball and I'll take you with it. Far too easy. It's like, you wouldn't see a kind of, it's like schoolboy stuff.
We'd seen it before from haven't we, last season against Spurs in the Carabao Cup. So the warning was there.
And that's part of the goalkeeper's job. We talk about shot stopping, but that's about taking command of your area and also letting your own defenders know, going, lads, if it does come into this area where it came into, first of all, I've got it. Listen, if something else happens to that, we react to it. But if that comes into me, I am favourite for it. I am going to be favourite. He's, 6'2", 6'3", and he ends up on his heels and he's getting bullied. Why don't you bully the other lads? Why don't you come and punch it and go, if you come near me, hey, listen, I'll take your head off as well, it's no problem. But they're all a bit, referee, no, don't look at the referee. Take control of it. It's like a weakness to it, physically and mentally. And especially on an in-swinger, you must know that when it's an in-swinger, it'll always be coming towards me. Out-swinger is slightly different. You think, well, I want to be careful. I don't want to be drawn out to it and getting dragged into bodies. But when it's coming in on top of you, you go, hey, happy days.
By contrast, did we see, through David Raya, the example of that positive goalkeeper who's going to make sure it doesn't cause him problems because he's going to deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, the conviction in it is there, his experience and
similar
confidence.
situation, isn't it, really?
But if you look on there, who's he got defending him a little bit more? He's got Gabriel, where on the other side, it was Mount. So if you look at the balance between Saliba and Mount at the time, he's getting ragdolled everywhere. I just thought De Ligt could have come inside and Mount could have gone outside. But in terms of the goalkeeper making that decisive decision, it was a really good punch. But if you just look here, Mount and Saliba, it's difficult. I agree with Roy. Bender should have done a lot better.
Saliba
but when you've got bodies in front of you,
Saliba's not even. He should sleep. But look at the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's not even aware of him. Goalkeeper's on his heels. And now he starts moving. He should be on his toes, bouncing, going, "No, you're going to come in here and be a nuisance." Saliba's doing very little to him. Do you know what he's doing? No, but he's lean. He's only leaning into him.
The job of that player in that role there is to protect the goalkeeper so he can come and punch it. There's a lot of chaos going on within that.
This is big boy stuff. You're saying protect him.
But you've got delay.
Yeah, but there's going to be mismatch. If your team, if they've got players, a lot more players bigger than your lads, you're going to be outmatched somewhere.
But not in the centre of the goal.
But if it comes there,
it's come to the.
But he's only leaning into him. But that's the goalkeeper. You can't babysit a goalkeeper.
I agree with you that the goalkeeper should definitely do better. But I also believe he could be
the last player you want in there
is that, Mike, a little bit to do with the smartness of Arsenal's routine that they sort of eliminate Manchester United's best aerial defenders in that situation?
What they do? Why I believe De Ligt was at the far point post, because Arsenal sometimes have all the players that start at the front and then go to the back, so they must have thought the ball was going to the back post. That was the reason I believe De Ligt was there. But unfortunately, Rice, we've not talked about Rice's delivery. It's on a sixpence, absolutely brilliant, where it's in the centre of the goal, and that's where you want your strong centre half to be to help out the goalkeeper.
You say that, right? But they've got Casemiro, a big defensive midfielder, and Euro, who's another centre half. I totally agree with De Ligt being at the back post. Are there best markers on people? Only the manager knows that. What I will say is I've done the role of Saliba in this situation, and it does seem as if he is getting the better of Mount, but I'm not going to say it's Mount's fault, because in the end, when you're on the football pitch, right, what do you want? You want one thing, it's your goalkeeper to come and clear everybody out.
Any question that he's fouled there?
No.
I wouldn't say so.
You know, you should go and play chess then, shouldn't you?
Do you think?
Part of the game we love is obviously physicality of football. Listen, we're all getting fed up with fouls, but if a goalkeeper is going to be doing this to the referee, going, like, the Arsenal lads must be looking at this goalkeeper going, there's a weakness. There must be a weakness to that side of his game, obviously.
Or is it? It's today.
He's got a target. Is there a bigger picture here and a bigger picture around goalkeeper right now? Because Onana, we know, has had his injury problems at the start of this season, but has he left out of the squad?
When he has come in, and we sometimes say it's difficult for a goalkeeper to come in and get up to speed or whatever, but he's had a run of games. He's had a taste of it last year, but we're on about trust and belief. The players you want to impress the most when you're a footballer, you're on about supporters, is your teammates. Your teammates want to be able to look at your goalkeeper going, if it does come into this neck of the woods, would it be a Schmeichel or all the top goalkeepers going, he's fine, I think it'd be okay. But instead of us going, I'll block him, he's only leaning into him. Yeah, like they must do. Obviously, they go through their own set pieces. We saw it before the game, and if a goalkeeper can't deal with that part of the game, well, you are in trouble, because we know the importance of set.
What hope did you see? What fresh hope did you see for Manchester United?
Come on, Royce.
Roy, man. Roy almost fell off the sofa.
It's the first game. Give him a little bit of leeway. They're still getting up to speed. There was definitely positives in Man United's play today. Okay, they didn't get the result that they wanted. Look, I thought Dorgu and Dalot in the first half were outstanding. I thought they took more risk. Normally, Man United played more a low block. I thought there was more in the mid block. They took chances when Dorgu got his chance. Then they bring on Dalot in the second half. He couldn't create as much as he wanted to. But and Burma was really good in the running in that on the right hand channel. I thought there was positives for Man United today.
Daniel, what would you add to that?
I think Cunha today lit the place up. I thought he was the best player for Man United. For me, maybe on the pitch. I think what he was doing is going to bring something different to what Man United... They haven't had something like that where it can get you on the edge of your seat. And I think for me, as he continues to go, he's gonna be a special player for the team. I think in attack they looked really good. They were knocking on the door, like I said before. Raya was answering. It's football. Sometimes you give your best going forward and it's not good enough. I think defensively they looked better. They were positive in their defensive actions centrally. You saw the Dorgu chance in the first half where they swarmed in the middle of the park and off they went. And then he was positive going forward and taking a shot. And I think all in all, of course, the result's all that matters. It's football. That's what it's all about, right? You want the 3 points, but if I'm going into that dressing room off the back of last season's performances, I'm thinking to myself, you know what, man? Yeah, we've lost today, but we played Arsenal for one. We've given it our best. Of course, we should.
They drew home with Arsenal last season.
But what I'm saying is,
Man United should be capable.
no, they should be capable, but they've also finished. Where in the league? What was it? So we're talking about. We're not talking about head to head.